What's good? What's good? What's good? It's me. I'm your host, Lito. Y'all know that, man. That's Chris. It's a dirty uptown, man, right now. There's nothing but liquor and Popeyes in my blood at this very moment. You know what I'm saying? I've been running on fumes for the past, I don't know, 2 weeks. Chris, 2 weeks the last day of Mardi Gras, bro. It's Mardi Gras Day. How you feel
Hey
about that?
man, look man, it looked like the city was turned, one number positive energy, and it looked like everybody that I was looking at, or every post that I seen, somebody outside of a couple people was in different parts of Mardi Gras Day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you had some folks on St. Charles, you had some folks here, some folks getting something to eat. Folks uptown, folks here, folks there, folks on Bourbon, like a little bit of everything, man. And it's dope to see. I'm mad that I ain't, I couldn't participate with the Popeyes and the liquor. Tell the folks what kind of liquor to be exact.
Man, it's been a rainbow coalition of liquor. It's been it's been I had tequila, you know what I'm saying? I had beer, I done had champagne, I done had whiskey, you know what I'm saying? Really, really and truthfully, like I mean, I don't I ain't really turned no liquor down this Mardi Gras season is what I'm saying. Like I just been I've been with that I've been with the shit, you know.
Sound like the Popeyes fueled you, dog.
Man, shout out to old girl who said the Popeyes is gonna make me throw up. Let me look at you. Popeyes ain't never made me throw up. I'm undefeated when I got Popeyes in my system. Hey, oh, hold on. Before we go any further, we gotta holler at our people.
Well, infinity, huh? Ain't no ending with this here. When the party over, we should be about 60 years old, right? About 100 million drunk, and chilling with our children.
Hey, but tell him, man, this.
Hey man, I got to chill with my children today at Mardi Gras, man. Shout out to my little dog. She in that sleep now. You know what I'm saying? Thank God, cause I'm tired. Fuck.
Big Stale, the real gangster of the family.
Yeah, man, she's something else. Before we get into why we brought y'all here, we 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the show. I ain't tell y'all shit, and that's how I like it. This podcast is sponsored to you by the Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Buku Media. They're located at 918 Porter Street by the Superdome. Give them a call, 504-523-5413. If you or somebody you know has been involved in an accident, be sure to tell her we sent you. So man, I was texting brother Connor, and I was just telling him, let's put some content out, man. Let's get some content out. Word to the crawfish on my shirt. Put some content out. And he was like, man, I got an idea. So I said, bet, what you got? And then he hit me with, an idea about Pelicans roster taking one player off the East Coast and the West Coast team to complete this team to make them a championship contender. Now, in lieu of those events, I gotta tell you, dog, like I'm gonna be honest. I'm a fair guy. I didn't even look at the All-Star roster. I didn't even look. I didn't want to know. I just wanted to walk. I just wanted to do the show blind with no information.
Well, I'm looking for my glasses here because I need to, due to injuries and people that have been replaced. I want to make sure I'm not talking about folks or even people that like I think made the All-Star game that did not. But I feel like our answers might be a little similar. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, let me tell you. No, Chris, because let me tell you. The thing is, I don't know what they need. So I don't know what my answer gonna be.
I mean, so look, so I'm gonna get it started.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead. Let me see here. Cause it's a few ways that you could kind of think of this. Cause and my caveat is like this player is the final move. Like this is it. This is supposed to bring out the final best version of of the Pelicans. And the only reason I'm doing this is because Pelicans don't have anybody that's in the All-Star game. So, I thought it would be a good conversation.
Hey, hold on. Before you move forward, that brings me to another contentious point of mine. Do you think at some point with the way that they're playing right now, like, and this is not a diss, but they seem to have moved into team ball rather than individual accolade ball. Do you think at some point, is there an All-Star game in Brandon and Zion's future, like moving forward?
Like together?
No. Just either one. Like, well, either one make an All-Star team.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. You look at like reserves, and like even like for the West, for example, you looking at some dudes that can get hurt, a few dudes that are up there in age.
So you saying it got to be an injury?
I'm not saying it got to be an injury, but I'm looking at the current group of guys right now. Like you talking about Brian, you talking about KD, Steph, like all three of those dudes over 30. Eventually they're gonna retire. So now that doesn't mean that the next group of stars might not show up and surpass Zion or Brandon. But I think whether it's because of either of them just individually just has a good run, or if the team continues to win basketball games consistently, and I'm talking like you get back-to-back years or 3 years in a row, something like that, to where they're viewed a little bit different, maybe a playoff run. I think it's a way that they could end up making it. I see Kawhi here. I see Paul George. There's a chance. I mean, look, Minnesota got and Karl Anthony Towns just simply by being a top 3 seed in the West.
Bro, I did not know Paul and Kawhi made the All-Star. I mean, they numbers speak for themselves. Right. Probably should have, but I just didn't know that.
And I wouldn't say, Paul. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Paul George played like an All-Star necessarily consistently this year. Like
not consistently, no.
Nah. Yeah, I mean, Kawhi has been the true one out of the two, but when you finish the end of the official first half, or the NBA's version of the first half, where they're at as a team and the way that they've been playing, I think they deserve to, similar to Minnesota. So, but
how did before you move on, how did Dame get voted in over Trey?
Probably politics, dog. Probably politics, because say we talk about that shit a lot, like on the side, like what is it? what Trey be doing in these locker rooms, son? Like what he be doing to where, like, he didn't make the All-Star team last year, I believe, either. To what he do this year, putting up the numbers that he putting up, even on a mediocre team. But what he doing to where people like, even coaches won't even be like, he ain't an All-Star. Let's put in Julius Randle or whoever it was. It took another reserve spot to get him in.
Somebody hate Trey. Like they hate him. He got to be a real asshole.
Yeah, I don't. And then I mean, I guess the Dame element is just where they at, top 3 in the West. I mean, I'm sorry, top 3 in the East.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I could, you know what I'm saying?
My bad though. Carry on. Go ahead. You got first pick.
Damn, so I'm gonna start with the East.
I should have took first pick because I knew what you about to do. Go ahead.
How you know that?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
You know what I'm about to do?
Yeah, I know who you about to pick.
Who I'm about to pick?
You want me to tell you the team or his name?
I mean, either
or. You gonna pick Halliburton?
Yeah. Like my man Jerome said, nephew. Yeah.
We squabbling up.
Yeah, that's exactly who the fuck I'm picking.
Yeah, man, you got it. You would have. In terms of what this. Go ahead. I don't want to step on your point.
I mean, so I think the way that they currently set up, I would probably rather pick a center. But man, Halliburton fun, man. He can pretty much do it all offensively. He's not a small guard necessarily either. So, and I just look at somebody that enjoys getting other people to basketball, and we think about like some of the situations that this team has had. Whether it's questioning certain elements of coaching, or whether it's questioning fit, whether it's questioning organization, all the different offensive sets that we've seen where the spacing's been off and they've been running into each other. Just having another self-creator, but a pass-first dude with that kind of talent, I would be curious to see what that would do. I mean, basketball players we got to see enough of it with Chris Paul. It turned good players into great players for their time in New Orleans, average players to good players. The list goes on. Like the barometer was raised just by having that dude on the floor. So for a team that's infatuated as much with undrafted guys in second round, bro, like imagine having Halliburton and Herb Jones on the court just in regards to just smarts. But a Zion and a Halliburton pick and roll, what that could do for BI, all the different elements that we've seen CJ improve on, catching and shooting threes, being able to just like you could add a whole different layer to his spacing ability, and his shot profile by just having a dude like the Halliburton who has that level of gravity. You wouldn't have to worry about wondering who's going to throw Zion hoops. And I think it goes beyond that. Like what Trey ain't got to worry about being missed with Halliburton on the floor. It just, like you say, shooters like fine shooters. They love shooters.
Right.
I think floor generals, man. It's like the badge on 2K. They raise everybody's level of energy because everybody feels like they got a chance to get into basketball. And I think that would be, if I had to pick, he probably be the one I pick from the Eastern Conference.
I mean, then he's 6'6". Like
yeah.
I agree with that point. But for argument's sake, for the sake of the show, I don't want to. That would be my pick also, but I don't want to take that pick. So I must say, Bam Adebayo.
I like that. Go ahead.
Well, for one, I'm gonna tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking Embiid, right? I was thinking Embiid initially, but I don't necessarily. For one, Embiid got health concern. He has health questions. Like you got to put an asterisk by his health.
Yeah, we got enough of them.
We got enough of that. Two, Bam is always in Defensive Player of the Year running. He's a team guy. He rebounds well. What you're losing Jonas in rebounding, Bam will give you in rebounding. And Bam got Bam got a lot of point center about him. Like he got a lot of orchestrating the offense and getting guys in the spots that they need to be in order for them, to get a good shot. But most importantly, you got a guy who could guard 1 through 5. You got a guy who could guard 1 through 5. And in my mind, you pair that with Herb Jones. It's so crazy how Herb is the first person you thought of, and I thought, like, anyways, you pair that with Herb Jones with his defensive IQ, like, and you actually give him a rim protector where he can be more aggressive on the perimeter. I don't know, man. That's crazy. And shout out to Dice, man. Like you pair him with a healthy Dyson Daniels on the perimeter playing defense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
did you just say?
I'm giving flowers, bro.
You being
it's Mardi Gras. Let the good times roll, bro.
You being held hostage? You like volunteered to say Dyson Daniels' name? I didn't know you could do that.
Man, I have no problem with his defensive ability. Defensively, I feel like he's generation, dog. Like I think he could. If you told me Dyson Daniels was a top 10 defender in the NBA, like especially on ball. I ain't gonna argue with you.
Nah, I like your thoughts about Bam. Even if Bam hadn't improved offensively like he has, and he is a dude that I always thought could do it all. Like I thought, like how the attention on him against Boston, for example, where he was getting a little bit of negative press about his ability to create and go one-on-one. I think that was a little bit overstated. You know, he may have had some things he needed to improve, but I think Bam is skilled. He's smart, knows his game, and this year he's taking it to a whole nother level. I think as a creator and as a leader, kind of stepping into being. I mean, it looks like Jimmy Butler's on cruise control. Like a lot of those dudes are from Miami. I mean, Bam just took them to the level, but just defensively, bro. Like that's why I had that show about what would Herb Jones look like with a rim protector because, bro, like just imagine what some of these dudes could be like defensively if they didn't have to worry about what was happening behind it. Pause. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't have to worry about if they didn't have to worry about what happens once they pass a defender on. If Herb didn't have to overplay certain routes, it just adds a different level of flexibility to your team. I think in multiple ways. And Bam is low maintenance. He's not a dude that's you ain't got to throw him the ball down 17 times a game. He gets his points in a lot of different ways.
And then the one thing about him too is that he is a guy who he's really good in DHOs, especially like 3-point line, free throw line down, and he a knockdown jump shooter anywhere inside the paint. Now my one knock on Bam is that if you would lose him for Jonas, like you losing the ability, you losing the perimeter shot, because Bam, for whatever reason, as good as his shot looks, he refuses to shoot threes. He does not shoot the three at all. I think he got like 0.8 attempts or some shit on the season. Like he not even trying to shoot the ball. He like 12% for three this year.
They don't really need him to though.
They don't. And I don't think the Pelicans will probably need him to either because the fact of the matter is he a lob threat. You can
right.
It'd be different variations where he could score. So yeah, man. That's my pick, man. Bam.
I ain't mad at that. Like I said, that was the second person. I mean, I don't think that either of the dudes that we picked are the best overall talent on that roster necessarily.
Right.
And that's why I'm curious of other people's thoughts or what they would who they would pick or throw. If you in the comments, who would you from the Eastern and Western Conference? What player would you pick? We can worry about starting lineups and all that thing. Just worry about picking the talent. Who do you think with the current roster, the current setup, current dudes that are available? If you could add one of these players on either of these All-Star rosters to be the final piece for the Pelicans, who would it be? Hey, that's the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I was about to tell you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking at the West like I'm gonna let you go ahead. go ahead first, bro. Get your thoughts off, my brother.
I mean, the easy answer would be like LeBron, right? But no. Damn, bro.
Currently construct a roster versus just adding one guy.
Man,
I think I got my answer. I'm trying not to take the cheap way out.
Who would
I hate that I have standards.
Bro, because the thing about the West, you can make an argument for almost any of these niggas.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's
You
what I'm
could
saying.
you can make an argument for almost any of these people, man. You really could.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like
Damn. Come on, man. Who you got, bro?
bro, all these guards and the center. Oh no, Luka got more assists than Jokic. I was about to say a center leads his team in assists. Obvious answer. Obvious answer is probably Luka. I mean, Jokic. Like, yeah, obviously, but I was trying not to cheapen my way out of it. I didn't want to. It was.
Is that though?
I
Is
mean,
that the obvious answer?
No. You're right. I take that back. I feel like he's such a cheat though. Like he's such a cheat code that he fills so many. He all right. For instance, he gives you rebounding. He gives you points. He gives you assists. He's not a terrible defender. Like his he can't move his feet. Obviously, neither can Jonas. But his defensive oversights are something he's kind of corrected because of how smart he is. So he fills a lot of needs for you. I'm looking at. All right, you know what, Chris? You know my answer is
Who?
Anthony Davis.
Ooh.
That's my answer.
I mean, go ahead. Why?
That's my answer, man. Well, if you look at this team, if you look at how I believe Willie and company want their five to play, a rim running lob threat, super switchable, can rebound, block shots on their guy or weak side. The problem with him is toughness and health, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen this before. Like you've been down this path before with him. But
yeah,
I will say in his time with the Lakers, he is. I mean, fuck his time here. He's been a defensive anchor for that team, and he changed that series last year in. Was it Golden State that they? No, Sacramento, the Kings. He changed. No. It was Golden State. He changed that series because of his ability to patrol a paint. You would have to have a guy who you could have on a perimeter that he respects. They had Kevon Looney out there. He wasn't going out there to guard that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pose as a threat, or he still has the lateral quickness and foot speed, the mobility to go end to end, baseline to baseline. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of the guys. He's a special defender. Put him with Herb Jones, right? Put him with Herb.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like he got guard like ability as a 7-foot guy. He doesn't do it anymore, but he could get a rebound and start the break himself. He doesn't do it in LA, obviously, because he has Brown. But
I mean, I think AD got 2 triple doubles this year, which is I don't know in the regular season if he's had any points, rebounds, and assists before this year, triple double wise. But I know he ain't had 2 in a season. I know he ain't had 2 in 50 games. So I mean, that was one of the knocks people used to say. He has all these guard like skills, but he never, it wasn't like, and then you started watching Jokic, and Jokic is turning. Is having triple doubles every other night. Like, no, those are real guard like abilities.
Bro, he got 3 triple doubles in his career.
So he got 3 in his career. So 2 of them came from this year.
Yeah.
Hey man, I ain't mad at that. I mean, and hopefully now at this point in age or at this point in time, he finally will want to play center.
Yeah, so that's the buy that have to be the buy-in for me. Like you can't not opt out of that. You can't opt out of that anymore. Like this is who you are as a basketball player now. Because he getting up there in age, right? And it's probably gonna be easier for him. His body has matured to whatever it is. Like he's not gonna. When he was here, he was a slender guy. He then grew into his frame, but yeah, you're gonna have to play center, boy. That's all I got for you. If you ain't playing center, you can't roll with us. But anyways, who you got?
Kevin Durant.
Yo, I swear to God, that was
Kevin Durant.
Go ahead.
I mean, look, like and again, I don't feel like. I mean, I know like people gonna be like, well, if you draft this person, who you take out the starting lineup, cool. Like a center or a point guard is probably most ideal. But Kevin Durant, when you talk about KD, like you figure that shit out later. That go back to our conversation a year and a half ago about when people was talking about, well, what happens with this dude if you trade for Kevin Durant? What happens to this? It doesn't matter. It's Kevin Durant, bro. It's Kevin Durant. Like his shooting splits are ridiculous, bro. From the three.
I was just watching. The game is on right now. Actually, I'm just watching him, and like, look, this motherfucker incredible.
He is, bro. Like he's improved as a passer. All the things people say KD couldn't do. He improved as a defender. He improved even at this age. Like he's changed some games for that team this year defensively. Mm-hmm. He's taken a back seat. You know, when Booker went on that run where he had all them 40-point games and was going crazy, KD had a few games he's going 18, 20. He was just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just taking the back seat. And then when it was time a few days later to score 30, he went out there and did it. So, but I just look at that creation, that space and ability. A dude as well, Lito, that's been on multiple teams with like
talent,
a lot of talent, like and a lot of offensive talent. Like the motherfucker came into the league pretty much with, you know, he grew with James Harden and Russell Westbrook, so he knows what it means to be a part of something like that. And then he ends up going to Golden State, and you got Klay Thompson, and you got Steph Curry, and even Draymond. And then you leave there, and you go with James Harden and Kyrie.
Yep.
And then you leave there, and now you got Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. So, and last year it was CP and Devin Booker. So he's been in so many different situations where it hasn't just been, he's been in spots where he's had to carry, and he's been in situations where, you know, he's kind of played along other really talented offensive players. And anybody you will be adding to this team, if you are penciling in Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, you got to think, does that person know what it means to be a part of a team and sharing the basketball with other really talented players while still being able to feel effective and feel like himself? KD just seemed like the person, outside of him being a Hall of Fame and one of the greatest scorers of all time. That was one of the other things I thought about.
He the dude. You know, we was talking about Bam. You don't have to run nothing for him, bro. You don't have to run anything for Kevin Durant either. Like he just the dude. He could score any kind of way that, you know,
how you want it.
Whatever. He's still at this age a mismatch for anybody. He's too big for a guard. He's too quick for a forward. Most forward centers who you put on him. And I mean, a motherfucker shot damn near, I think he shot 48% from three in like December. Like he just he has no offensive weakness. Like there's nothing you can do with him. Yeah, man. I ain't mad at that. That was actually, I was 2 seconds from saying Kevin Durant when I said AD.
I mean, that's why I said the West was a little bit more difficult, bro, because, I mean, I was even thinking about Devin Booker.
I'm looking at him also.
And see, and that's something else I was thinking about. With KD, you get a closer. With all these questions about who closes games with this particular team and their issues in the final minutes and how you do this and how you do that, you walk in somebody who just, okay, he's the closer. There's no question. That dude, he's it. You know what I'm saying? So I but I don't.
I think Devin Booker could be a closer.
Exactly. He's another guy. Like, but bro, if you go down that list of like the Western, you can make an argument for almost any of them dudes, bro.
Hey, I got a crazy. What if you made Devin Booker the point guard on this team?
He's done it.
I mean, he averaged 7 assists.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done it in Phoenix. He talked about being a point guard this year. I've seen him play the one. A lot of times, pretty much the de facto one when Chris Paul's been out over the past few years. He was basically the point guard during the bubble.
Yeah,
I mean, I capable.
Hey, you know, Paul George is a free agent at the end of this year. Obviously, I think he's going to resign to the Clippers, but
Probably
I think Paul George has an interesting skill set that it'd be hard for me if he obviously wanted to make this a destination. It'd be hard for me to tell Paul George, "Nah, you can't come here."
he talks very positive about the Pelicans and some of the players that's on the team. So,
right.
I mean, I don't know how that would look, but who fucking cares? If Paul George calls and says, "I want to be a Pelican," you figure it out.
You figure it out.
And I don't know that I don't financially. I don't know how the fuck it would even be possible. But
figure it out, man. You Mickey Loomis that shit. You keep pushing kick the can. Just push that shit down the road.
It's gonna be a lot of people. It's gonna be a few people traded, or you got to bring Paul George in.
But, I mean,
figure it out.
Doesn't make the team. If it makes the team better, like, you know, so be it. It just is what it is.
Imagine if you traded CJ, for example, to,
right?
Let's say it was like a sign. It would have to be probably at that point a sign and trade with the Clippers, for example. But let's say you did something like that, and you had Paul George, Herb, and Bi. I'm just thinking about the size, pause. I'm thinking about three different individuals.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah. To be thinking about it.
I was trying to like navigate around it.
I thought we was being professional.
You're right.
I thought we was being professional. I thought we was being professional.
My bad.
But you got three dudes that are, like legit 6'7", 6'8". And then at that point, you just say, fuck it, and make Herb Jones the point guard.
Yeah, man, I think that's something they definitely should lean into anyway. Like, I think that was crazy.
Huh?
All right, that's something they should put on the agenda. That should transpire. You know what I'm saying? Like, Herb is pretty natural at it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think he has the. He's not had the ability to showcase it, obviously.
I mean, they don't have a point guard. They have people with point guard skills, point guard abilities to handle the ball, and ability to pass, but nobody would just strictly. I would argue the person that has that mindset the most of getting other people involved, like that's going to be how this goes. Is Herb. He's probably the most willing to sacrifice and like this unselfish, don't give a shit about really anything else but making the right play.
I think Brandon does too, though. I think Brandon comes out some games, and Brandon has this just like, I'm just going to get these guys involved. Zion does too. Like, Zion will like, I'm not going to shoot a shot until everybody else is involved. But you know what's crazy? I hate it when they do it.
Yeah, right. But with Herb, it's like, I mean, he already is getting most of his looks from spot ups or one of the other guys on a team penetrating the paint or a Jonas double. I mean, at that point, him having the basket. This is a completely different discussion. But yeah, it's different when Brandon and when Zion do it because there's still a heavy responsibility on him to score the ball. It isn't with Herb Jones. There isn't. Herb scored 17. And it feels like 30.
Bro, you could go back to the. Ooh, my bad.
No.
You go back to the end of last season. I'm telling you, I got a lot of liquor and Popeyes in my system. Like I've been on some flights. But you could go back to the end of last season. How Herb ended that season, where he was giving you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that March, April, like he had found his game. Like he had really, even the playing game. I think he put up like 20.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, Herb's the dope part about the year. Now that this is a Herb Jones show, but the dope part about Herb, man, is and yes, when the deadline passed, if it came down to Herb Jones or DeJounte Murray, I still personally would have made the trade. But I mean, because somebody in the comments gonna say you want to trade Herb? No, I didn't. But I was open to, because there's only a few people in this damn league that are untradeable. Herb ain't one of them, respectfully. But
that's kind of crazy. That like, no man.
Nah, Herb is like he's truthfully carried the momentum that he was putting together at the end of last season into this year, and he's probably taking it to another level. And that's why the question at some point has to be, if you were going to commit to Herb and you are not going to use him to package into making another move down the line or trying to capitalize off of his ascension right now, well, you need to find a way to maximize him and get him more involved and take advantage of his skills more than just being a defender and shooting improvements. No, put the basketball in his hand more. Let him run the offense. If that's the case, let him do more with the basketball as a creator. You know, let her be a primary initiator every now and then and see what it grows into. Because I do think that there's another level in Herb Jones's game.
I do too.
And I feel like you owe him that benefit of the doubt after the way he's come out this year, and with less than 30 games left, is shooting 41% from three with nobody would have bet
him. Yeah, so like last April, Herb was shooting 61% from three.
Come on, man! It was like 5 games.
It don't matter. I couldn't shoot 61% in 5 games. I'm just saying, like it's a lot of people in the NBA.
How you know that?
I mean, bro, look, this is the thing. You could call it with, like, for instance, right? They beat a shitty team, right?
Yeah.
But they beat them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the fact of the matter is it was 4 or 5 games, but the shots still went in, and it was 3 attempts a game on those joints. And the point of the matter being, like, it transferred into this season, so you see it's not a fluke. Like it's not some bullshit.
What was he shooting in March?
He was shooting 41%.
Okay, so yeah, so it was March and April. I figured it wasn't just April. Yeah, it was March and April that
not February during Black History Month. He let the ancestors down. Yeah,
it was like 27%.
It was 20.
Yeah, okay.
No change on it. It was a dub. It was pretty bad. It was pretty damn bad. He was actually playing pretty bad basketball during this particular stretch of
when I watched her the last game before the All-Star break, I think they played the Lakers in LA. And I watched her catch the ball, then take it here, and then shoot. I said, no, my dog is in hell.
He was in his head. He was thinking too much, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. He had some games where he did shoot the ball decently, but because he stunk up the whole month. Like the end of January, he was 2 for 4, 2 for 3, and then February he was just, bro. He was Phew.
Yeah, because I mean that's people was wondering. I mean, we was having some real conversations there about Herb, man. So shout out to Herb for showing more that
Bro, for real.
I've seen enough in 50 games to where I could say that he has the chance to prove that he's more than just a streaky shooter. Like you're not making it this far into the season, shooting at 40%, or even if he finishes the year at 38 or 39, that's not a fluke necessarily. That's hard work.
Man,
that's hard work.
Yep.
And it's after he got paid. That's the crazy part. It's not even before. It's after he got paid.
That's a dude. Shout out to Herb for the resiliency. Shout out to Herb, man. But that's a dude who not satisfied with what he got. Like we had a pod the other day. We were talking about. I don't even remember, but like the thing is some guys just they chasing greatness. Herb is after something that you can't really quantify. You can't see it. You can see it, excuse me, but like you can't put it into words and you can't touch it. Pause. But like pause it. Pause it. It's a spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's omnipotent, like Jesus. But Herb is chasing that, man. He chasing that. And you can see the guys in the NBA. You can see the guys in the NBA who like chasing that kind of thing. Like when you talk about KD, when you talk about Devin Booker, when you talk about obviously Bron, Steph Curry, like you talking about maniacs. You talking about guys who not just doing the norm. Like the norm is out the window. You trying to get you trying to get into that upper echelon, the pantheon of greatness. Like you trying to get
the upper room.
Bro, shout out to Rand Club. You trying to get your name never forgotten. Now I'm not saying Herb can do that, but I'm just saying the fact that he's not sad. He got paid. He wasn't satisfied. This really turned into a Herb Jones show. That's crazy.
Out of nowhere, because I mean, we talking about all-star roulette and missing pieces. And look, man, like we've been talking about it, a while, but like Herb put the game away. It's I guess a terrible like a G League team in Portland, but Herb basically puts that game away where Zion's not playing. CJ had a bad game. I think Brandon got off to a good start, but then like Herb's the one to say, all right, I got this. Calm, don't care, shoot free throws at the end of games. What, right now, 50, 41, and like 87 or something like that. Whatever you need him to do, he's proven at this point to be capable of doing it, even if it means him handling the basketball. And then the next game, they're looking for ways to let Memphis at least make it a close one at one point. And Brandon, neither Zion have a good game. CJ doesn't have that great of a game. Herb's the player of the game. I mean, he's one of those individuals that if someone thinks to shift their, shift the mindset on how they construct certain game plans, you can look at, we talked about it before, you could argue no one has a higher IQ on that basketball team than Herb Jones. So why not let him have the basketball a little bit more and make certain decisions, run certain sets, run certain actions? He's always looking to make the right basketball play. That's also something special about him. He's not looking to look for himself. He's looking to make the right overall basketball play. That might be something as the season progresses, as we go into the second half, when for the first time in a while, the Pelicans are looking at ways to go to a different level versus just being a team that's just in the mix of things for the second half of the year. That's something I would look at against really good teams, because all these dudes got stone cold killers, man. All these teams got killers. Dudes don't care about nothing. I ain't saying Herb one of them dudes, but I don't know if I got room to really doubt him or doubt what he can do if given an opportunity, after what he's showing right now.
Yo, Herb dunked on Jokic like 3 times. Like, I know Jokic is not the bar for dunking on somebody, but just the stones to be. Yo, Herb is shooting 50, 40, 85.
So I'm guessing I'm guessing when he plays spades, he throws out the joker.
You know, big joke. Let's go. Hey, before we get out of here, since it turned into a Herb Jones show, you think Herb Jones could be an All-Star?
No.
All right. Hypothetically speaking, let me ask you this: moving forward, let's say the year is 2026. Herb Jones is averaging 15 points a game. He's giving you. I'm trying to give you realistic numbers. He's averaging 5 rebounds a game, and he's giving you 3 assists.
Mm-hmm.
First team all defense, though.
What's the record of the Pelicans?
If Herb playing like that, if he give you 15 a game on hopefully the shooting keeps up, I'm gonna say like let's say it's this record. Let's say it's the current record.
I think you need a little bit more. Pause. Like I think you know how people was making an argument that Derek White should be an All-Star.
Yeah, he should have.
But the only reason you could really do that, the only leg you got to really stand on in that argument is that Boston has been like, you know, they've been pretty much the best team in the Eastern Conference since the year started. Like they're running away with the East. You know what I'm saying? Like they are head and shoulders the best team in basketball. So you could say, all right, well, Derek White is a big reason, but you know, he's a big reason for that. He should make an All-Star appearance. If Herb's averaging 15, we're talking about All-Star. 5 and 5, whatever the case may be, great defender. We're talking about him making an All-Star team. While he'll get votes, especially from the coaches, dude with no personality. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but you know, he gotta
feel comfortable with you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Kawhi, like, he ain't gonna be out here campaigning or nothing like that. It ain't gonna really be a thing to him. So the fans ain't gonna vote him in. It will have to be the coaches. And I think the only way that happens is the Pelicans will have to be an excellent team. He might be deserving of such. Like, I'll give you an example. If I was voted for most improved players, he would be one of the dudes on my list.
Has Marcus Smart ever been an All-Star?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. I don't believe so. I don't think so. They had enough with Jalen and Jason, so I don't believe he's been an All-Star. He has not been. No.
Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year. I'm still not really over that.
Yeah. Won Defensive Player of the Year, and he's 3-time All Defensive Team. You know,
not saying Marcus Smart is undeserving, but I think Herb is a better defender. This is the Herb Jones Show. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna let the sponsor speak to y'all. Oh wait, it's past the Super Bowl though. I don't even know if we can run the DraftKings, huh?
Yeah, I think you can put a pause on it now, but I will tell you this. You know, Marcus Smart's nicknames are the Cobra and Wolverine.
I did not know that, and I don't believe that anybody is around here calling him the Cobra and or Wolverine. All right, man. It's been real. Y'all be cool. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you.